friends, fellow beer geeks. I'm Wes, the craft beer geek, and I'm here to do another video review for you. Today we have a vintage version of Sierra Nevada's famous Bigfoot Ale. This is American Barlywine. This is from 2010, and I am doing this review in February of 2012, so it's approximately 2 years old. That's supposed to be the preferred amount of age on this beer is around 2 years, so drinking this at its best it should be. And this was bottled on January 3rd. So, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, not January 3rd, 36th day. So this was bottled on February 5th, 2010, and it is February 20th today. So it's almost exactly 2 years old, and let's go ahead and crack this open and give it a taste. I'm going to be drinking this out of a snifter. Just preferred drinking for the barley wine style ale. This this year was 9.6% alcohol by volume. I think that varies slightly from year to year. Okay. Poured a little too aggressively. Got a very strong head. I'm already getting a very sweet aroma off of this. Normally when I've had this in the past, I've had it fresh. I believe I had it one time. It was 1 year old. This is definitely the oldest version of this I have had. Okay. I am getting sort of a sweet, grassy aroma on the nose. Sort of what's left of the hops. If you know this barley wine well, you know that it's extremely hoppy. They do that to make it where it will age well, and the hops fade over time. So this will be able to age and still remain quite hoppy. Which is a nice thing about this particular barley wine, is it ages really well. And it's a nice sort of medium amber color, somewhat cloudy, and as you see from the head, it's quite well carbonated, it seems. So I'm ready to go ahead and give this a taste and let you know what it tastes like and let you know what I think of it. So, cheers. Sort of starts off, has a medium to heavy mouthfeel, and there's a nice sweet maltiness to it, and then there's still quite a bit of bitterness. The hop flavor has dissipated quite a bit. It's not real hoppy in the flavor, but it is still pretty bitter. The malts are a nice light biscuity, sweet, bready taste to them. This is interesting. Normally I get like a lot of a dark fruit flavor, or sort of a fruity sort of flavor, and I'm not really getting that on this. It's more of I'm getting more of a bready, malty, almost like a caramel flavor. And as far as the alcohol, it's very well hidden. Wouldn't think this was a almost 10%, other than just the sort of mouthfeel. There's no kind of burn or no kind of cloyingness, none of that. It's just a nice, really heavy beer. This is not a refreshing summertime beer. This is very, very heavy, very strong, and it's released in the wintertime, and it's designed to be drunk in the wintertime. Yeah, when I've drank this in the past, I definitely had a lot more hop flavor to it, but it's still very bitter, so it does balance out nicely with the malts. So it's not just a cloyingly sweet mess that a lot of barley wines become that aren't hopped enough to really age. I feel, this is an American sort of thing, is to really over hop a barley wine. but I like it that way just because I don't like a beer that's too far onto the sweet, cloyingly thick side. If it's gonna have strong flavors, I want it to have a strong flavor balance. It's gonna be sweet and bitter, and it sort of balances itself out, and it just makes it easier to drink, in my opinion. Some people like a really sweet, heavy bodied beer, and that's fine, but I typically don't like that. So I think I've said all I need to say about the Sierra Nevada Bigfoot. I'm sure most of you have probably had this before if you're watching this. But if you're new to craft beer, this is sort of a very classic version of this style, American barley wine. This is not a traditional barley wine. This is an American barley wine. This is the one everybody else is judged against. Typically, it's very easy to find, very reasonably priced, as typically Sierra Nevada beers are. And yeah, with that being said, I think I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Like I said, it's the one that most barley wines are judged against, and it's very good. This bottle has aged very well. Like I said, there's a reason that they hop it up so much, is this so that it will age well. It would be interesting to have this maybe at 3 years or 4 years, or maybe even longer. I know there was an episode of Craft Beer Radio where they were drinking bottles 12 or so years old. They had a whole flight of them. It was quite an interesting show. I would have liked to have been around for that, to taste some of those really old vintages of it. Yeah, you can check that out at craftbeerradio.com. Really good podcast about craft beer, and I've been listening to for quite a while now and enjoy it. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for the Sierra Nevada Bigfoot. I'm Wes, Craft Beer Geek. I don't drink bad beers, you shouldn't either, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.